Hey everybody, welcome to the Jed Says YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about a little bit of a sensitive topic in the addiction field, and that is Suboxone. Dun dun dun. So, what is Suboxone? Doctors prescribe Suboxone as a prescription detox from opioids, and it's kind of ironic because Suboxone is an opioid. So let me just go over the real quick facts of Suboxone that the doctors sometimes forget to tell you. And again, I'm not a doctor, I'm a therapist, I only have a master's level education, so don't take this as medical advice, just as information. Suboxone is addictive, first and foremost, very addictive. I have clients that it is their drug of choice. Suboxone can kill you. You can overdose from Suboxone. Also something that people forget to say. Suboxone takes a lot longer to detox from than normal opioids. And when I say normal opioids, heroin is easier to detox from than pain pills. For whatever they put in the pain pill, oxycodones and whatnot, typically, from what I've heard, it's a lot more difficult to detox from the pain pills than than straight heroin. What is Suboxone? It is two drugs. It's basically made of two things. Real quick, let's go over some brain chemical definitions. There are antagonists, and antagonists completely shut down receptors in the brain, and then there are agonists, and agonists open up receptors in the brain. Suboxone is made of both an antagonist and an agonist. The antagonist is naloxone. This is like the things like Narcan, and people, if you're in active overdose behaviors and symptomology, they can Narcan you, right? There's a nasal spray that they can give you, and it'll take you completely out of your high because the antagonist shut down the receptors, and you're completely stone cold sober real quick. The agonist in Suboxone is called buprenorphine. Side note, buprenorphine is also used, like straight buprenorphine is also used to help people detox from opioids. And what buprenorphine is a partial agonist. In other words, it just lets the receptors open a little bit. So, still an opioid. It's just not the opioid that not the complete agonist opioid. I'm talking a lot of terms here. So, in any case, that's the ins and outs of what Suboxone is. If you're going to use it, I would taper off it very quickly, because the longer, just like any drug, the longer you're on it, the more your body builds up a tolerance, and the longer it's going to take for you to get off. Another thing that you don't hear is that doctors really like to they like to take a long time with this detox. And when I say a long time, the prescribed detox average from Suboxone is a whole year. So just be prepared to go into the doctor's office once a month, pay for that, pay for your prescription for a whole year. Why it's so dangerous is that people will go on it in treatment, and then they'll come out of treatment and they'll be on it, but they don't have a job that pays a lot usually, and they're not usually financially sound in that kind of place because drugs have just wrecked their lives. So they'll go out and then find out how expensive it is, and they'll be like, I'm just going to go back to heroin or something cheaper, because it is a lot cheaper initially than Suboxone. My preferred method with this whole thing, and I know I'm over, but this is an important topic. My preferred method with all this is go to therapy. Figure out the root issues of what's going on. That way you won't need to cover up the negative emotions. The one case that I see where Suboxone would be a really good fit is for someone who is absolutely going to keep using drugs and absolutely refuses to go to any therapy. So, other cases, go to therapy, figure out what the underlying trauma is, what is the thinking errors, the abandonment, rejection. Maybe you feel like you need to be respected all the time, and that's really causing a lot of negative emotions. Just figure out those things, and then you can not have to feel those negative emotions and cover up with anything. I feel like I rushed it. 5:30, I'm over. I don't apologize. It's important. If you want to know more, check out my website, www.meaningtolive.com. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Have a good one.